Hey folks, welcome in. Your folks, I'm Jan, and that's inZOI. And here are some updates. Hold on to it, don't drop it. Use both hands to catch. You got it? It's not a baseball. I don't know what this intro is. Just as a heads up, some of these updates I'll be sharing with you are a few weeks old. Why are they that old? Because that's how we do it here. I truly believe the older the news, the better the news. Just like a fine glass of wine, and has nothing to do with me being sick over the course of how many weeks, thus leaving a content hiatus. It has nothing to do with that. inZOI has seen plenty of coverage throughout its early access launch, all of which I covered studiously and didn't miss a beat, but in case I did, inZOI has seen a fair share of its ups and downs, its side to side, its upside down, upright angles, and people have thoughts, you have thoughts, and suffice it to say, the dev team has released patches and updates primarily focused on stability and bug fixes. It'll be a miracle if I can get through any of this script without stumbling my words because I am already out of breath. As of today's video, there's been 6 or so updates. I'm not counting because I'm not responsible. As expected, the game released in a pretty raw state, meaning much of their proposed and conceptual features are either half there or will be released in a later time. This is something we're familiar with if you've been following the game all the way up until its early access launch. However, as this game has entered the mainstream, we've seen reviews that sort of believe the game to be at a more complete state than assumed. Despite that, many people are still eager to give inZOI an earnest try as it steadies at a positive rating above an 80% or so on Steam. As mentioned before, their updates are primarily focused on stability and graphical fixes. However, there are some keynote features that I'd like to highlight over. For the full listing of updates and to read each detailed post, please see the links in the description below. One such feature I wanted to highlight is being able to control age adjustment in the settings. In my Let's Play series of the game, shameless plug I know, where I try and follow the K-pop trainee career path, I had issues timing promotions with the age of my Zois. Since it's an active career and you can only stay at the job in the young adult cycle, you can easily age out of it and miss out on promotion opportunities if you're unable to keep up with all the tasks. And as of my Let's Play video, the young adult cycle lasts for about 9 days, and if you work the trainee job, that's 5 days of the week, and you include weekends, you technically lose out on 2 days of trying to get promoted, so it can be kind of weird in terms of timing how you age up and trying to fully progress that career path. Thankfully, they've added a fix where you can enable or disable aging for either your household and for others. Hopefully in future we get something more immersive like sliders to adjust the days and a way of seeing how many days we have left before we age up. Do note that this change only applies to newly created Zois in a new game. There's also been a fix to sleep that helps speed up the duration of how your Zois sleep. They initially said they wanted something more reflective of real time sleeping, but the sleep pattern ended up feeling more excessive in the game rather than, fun. So they reduced the sleep cycle to help with the game's pacing. There's also been an adjustment to karma. They found that autonomous actions happened too quickly, leading to frequent mood swings, which I could attest to in my own experience. They since changed the pace to allow it to be more stable and predictable. Now they're hoping that this fix will have further impact on the lives of your Zois in your city. If you'd like finer control of the feature, you can adjust it in Civic Consciousness and Karma in the City Edit menu. Relationship progression has also been slowed to allow for a more immersive experience, but if you quite enjoyed the original progression, you can adjust relationship values in the City Edit menu as well. If only I could do that in real life. Here's a personal favorite bug fix of mine. There is now an improved behavior for Zois to finally eat right after cooking. All my prayers have been answered, and now I need for nothing else in the world. On top of this, we've also had numerous fixes for Zois and pregnancy, like a fixed issue where the give birth interaction would not appear when the interaction queue was full. They fixed an issue where giving birth was not possible if a divorce occurred during the pregnancy test stage. As mentioned before, these changes will only apply to newly created Zois in a new game. In a patch update in April 22nd, there were numerous gameplay updates that focused on traits and Zoi's emotions. They've stated that conversations should now better reflect a Zoi's primary emotion. Before, they were influenced by personality traits and chemistry with others. They changed the system so that Zois experience and show the 22 emotional states more naturally, and that their dialogue and interactions reflect that better. So depending on how your Zois feel at the time, their conversations should flow more immersively. With these changes, we may see increased intense or aggressive behaviors in Zois that are overwhelmed by strong emotions. In future, they plan to implement systems that can calm your Zois down more naturally. The karma system has also seen changes here. They've since disabled the PsyCat alerts. These alerts would prompt you that the city's karma was dipping. It can feel a bit annoying to have that prompted so often, especially if you're less concerned to do something about it. To go along with that, they've also revised the karma rating criteria. The adjustment helps prevent frequent negative evaluations caused by minor fluctuations, and they've also mentioned that karma-related interactions were happening way too frequently, so they've given a 50% decrease in the karma interaction selection rate. This should allow karma changes to progress more gradually over time and more in line with the game's overall pacing. Lastly, I wanted to touch on the new dev post from K-Jun posted on April 25th. It's called K-Jun's Letter Looking Back on inZOI's Early Access Release. To see the whole thing in its entirety, follow the link in the description. In it, he goes over his experience releasing the game in its current state and how the process has been an incredible experience to him and his team. In it, he confesses that there have been hard lessons learned, but also how the support and passion for their game has been a pivotal motivator that helps push them forward. For future communications, they'll have something akin to K-Jun's concerns that they'll be calling K-Jun's letters, where they'll share thoughts and reflections on the development of inZOI, and in that they'll discuss feedback, suggestions, and future plans for the game more broadly. Next, they'll have monthly known issues, which is a segment that covers known issues every month, and with improvements they'll make based on your feedback. It is what it says on the tin. And finally, you'll be getting something called inZOI At, which will be a preview of new content, which will give us a closer look at what's to come as the game progresses. I expect to see a lot more talks about features and maps or more gameplay stuff talked about in that segment. And there you have it, folks. Everything you need to know about the inZOI. Good God, that's everything you need to know about inZOI. Nothing else. Absolutely nothing else. You'll need not for another video. This is the one. You're welcome. Thank you. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate that, and I appreciate you, and I hope to see you in the next one, whatever the next one may be. So until then, I will see you then. Bye for now. I'm kidding, of course. I didn't cover everything. This was as much as I could put together with me being cloudy-brained? To get what is it? Fog-brained? Fog-mind? I can't think anymore. And that is why you watch. You want to see a man descend into madness. You're welcome.